In this video, we're going to be showing how to edit the dashboard that was created for the Hub and Rommel Center impacts. So at the top, we have these icons that show the direct impacts, the number of workshop attendees, Hub visitors, Rommel Center tours, makerspace projects, and business intakes forms that were completed. So at the top, we have these icons that easily show the information, and underneath we have specific graphs that show each data in a graph form so that it's easier for you to see the impacts. All of this data is from the Microsoft form. So when you go to the Insert tab and you click on Forms, you can click Preview or Edit the form. So I clicked Edit and it'll bring you to the Entrepreneurship Questionnaire that can be filled out by visitors to the Hub and to the center that all will formulate into that Excel file where the dashboard is. So all of these questions are answered and the responses are here. When they respond, when a new person responds, it populates this data into the Hub and Rommel Center impacts. It doesn't do it on the functional dashboard slide, but all the information is on this data set slide. For every single question, it has columns going across the top, and it puts the data in here after it's answered on the Microsoft form.
So for our dashboard, we use Microsoft Forms to collect all our information on the Hub, Rommel Center, client form, business intake form, makerspace projects, branding projects, and workshops. So to get to this, we go to the Insert up here. Then we can click on Forms and either Preview Form or Edit Form. For this, I'll do Edit Form. So up here, we see that there's all the questions that we would ask the users depending on where they go to. So this is the responses that we get for if someone fills it out. So for example, we have Sammy Seagull, and this is all the questions that he answered. So to create a question, you would go all the way down here and click Add New. You can click Choice, Text, Rating, Date, or Ranking. So for example, let's go with Choice. Here you can add different options. You would rate your question, and then for here you would write the different answers. So you can also make it so you can click multiple answers, and also you can make it so the question is required or not to answer for the user. To delete a question, you press right up here, and to copy a question you would click this, so then it would make another copy right below. Then also to move a question, you can press up or down. So let's delete this question because we don't need it. Then also another important thing is branching. So for example, let's go to the location or form that this could be filled out. So if you click on this, and then you go down here and click on Add Branching, you can, for each question, you can change it so depending on what they click, it would go to a different question. So for example, up here, if you clicked on the Hub, you would skip question 13 and go straight to question 14 because this is about the Rommel Center. So then once you click to this, you would go to the next question, which it shows right here. And then you would answer question 15, which would be the end of the form. So you wouldn't have to answer any more questions. So then all these questions that are answered here, if we go back to the dashboard, it's all stored in the data set. In the first row, these are all the questions that are asked in the form. So There's all 55 of them. And then since not every question is going to be asked or answered by every person, depending on the form you answered, there's going to be different columns that are filled out for each one.
Here I'm going to show you how to add new icons to the top of the dashboard. So if I wanted to add another icon to this bottom row and make it 4 like this top row, so the first thing is that you cannot just move this whole box because the cells are merged and it doesn't allow you to do that. It'll give you this error message. So the first thing that you want to do, this is going to be the easiest way so that you don't have to retype these formulas that are in each box that come up in this bar at the top. So if I want to move this one, the first thing I'm going to do is highlight the formula. You can right click and copy it, or Command C, Control C to copy. I copied that. So now I'm going to click this to unmerge the cells. And this is, I made this one cell. So when I unmerge it, this 23 is not going to be at the bottom anymore. It's still going to be there, but it's just not going to be in the center at the bottom. So if I click this to unmerge it, the 23 moves. Now I can move the picture off, move the text box off, and now I need to change these cells back to the original color, which we made the gold and red colors. So in the recent colors, when you open the dashboard, it'll have those colors made for you already because they were customized, so that you don't have to figure out how to make a gold color because they didn't just have one already. So now I made that box back to the original background. It's now individual boxes. It's not one whole cell anymore. So I'm going to go to the box that had the formula. You can see up here that it had the formula, and I'm going to copy it one more time just to make sure I have it, and then now you can delete it. So I can just use this to see how big my box needs to be. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 down. So click on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then go over. I have the top box to show me how many to go over. So now that I selected that, I'm going to go back up here, go to the gold color. So now I have a box. Now I can select those boxes, go back up here, and you're going to merge and center the cells now. So now I can put my formula. So I have that whole cell selected, go to the top, paste my formula in, and now I have my number back in. So the number is on 48. So I'm going to go to 48. I'm going to move my icon back over, move my text box back over. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Copy the formula, unmerge the cells, delete that one formula in the cell, move these over, make this back to the background color, make a new box, turn it gold, select, merge the cells, paste my formula back inside, change the size to 48, paste, put that back. Okay, one more time. We're going to copy the formula, can delete it, move these off, then unmerge, select, back to the background color, create yourself a new box, select, make it gold, select, merge them back, paste your formula back inside, put your icon back in. Okay, and then now you have made space for you to create another icon. So I'm just gonna select, turn it gold, and after you have turned the icon gold, you can insert, you'll have to type a new formula inside of it, and you need to merge these cells together as well. Let me just select them like we did for everything else. Select it, merge and center, and then you would you centered it, and then you would add in whatever formula that you needed for that icon, and then you could copy and paste the icon from one of these if you really wanted to, if it related to the data in here, and just paste it on here, and then you would insert a text box and then type whatever the explanation of that icon is. But that is how you put a new icon on the dashboard. If you needed a whole, in that case, we just added an icon to the row we already had. But if you needed to add a whole nother row, you would simply move these graphs down. Just move each one down and then add another row of boxes if you need to.